Well, hey Pepper Joe, I hear we're going to talk about Super Hots today.
Yes, we are. I want to talk about two things: why they're so popular and how to grow them. First off, their popularity: the Super Hots, the Carolina Reaper, Butch Trinidad Scorpion, Moruga, the Ghost Pepper, aka the Bhut Jolokia. These are just a few of the ones that are really, really wildly popular now, and they're growing exponentially every day in popularity. So I wanted to do this video here in the sunny state of Florida. It's appropriate because we grow a lot of our super hot peppers here in Florida. We have 15 growers, a couple of our bigger growers, Baker's Peppers. Just with Dale yesterday, we had a great fishing trip. Loaded up the cooler, got our limit of mangrove snapper, and we caught some mackerel and some flounder, some amberjacks, blah, blah, blah. So anyway, had a nice day off in the pepper business. We have a grower up in Orlando, Stephen DeVere. I'm talking to Supreme Growers about growing super hot peppers for us down Central Florida over on the West Coast. So let me show you some of our super hots. We have some fresh pods. Here's our chocolate Fatale. And then you have the Moruga. Notice its characteristic stump that it has. We have chocolate scorpions and a couple of red braid strain. Video wouldn't be complete without a Carolina Reaper. There's its little stinger, and you do see some pod variation. Here's the stinger, here's the recessed stinger. You do see some pod variation with the Super Hots. Plain and simple, it's a fairly new variety, particularly in the United States. The Ghost Pepper was the first to arrive about a decade and a half ago from India, and now with additional super hot peppers entering the arena, there's quite a selection, and we intend to carry them all at Pepper Joe's. So that's a little bit about the pod shapes. I mentioned variation. You know, you take a habanero, it's 85 centuries old. It's 8,500 years, so you certainly have a consistent pod shape. Same thing with cayennes. Jalapenos may even be older than the habanero. When you get into the super hots, they're relatively new. The Carolina Reaper's in its 9th generation. It's an H9. So hence, that's why you have some tails and some recessed tails. Okay, growing the super hots. Is it difficult? Actually, it's not. And we have so many people, tens of thousands of customers that are growing super hots for 2013 as we speak. Here's a couple pointers. Start your plants indoors very, very early. The super hots take a long time from transplant stage to ripe pods. I would recommend at least 16 weeks before your danger of last frost, maybe as much as 20 weeks. Start them early, put them outdoors at a foot and a half high. You're going to get a quick jump. We have customers that have ghost peppers in Alaska, so it can be done. Now, a couple other pointers: prune your plants back if you're in a shorter season area. Leave the best dozen pods, 2 dozen pods. Remove the rest of the small pods, the buds. Remove some leaves, make the plant more compact, and that way the strength of the plant will go into the remaining pods. So there's a tip: mulch well, fertilize well, and prune your peppers. Super hots are not difficult to grow. Who is growing super hots? That's pretty interesting. You know, you go back to who was the gardener a century ago. A century ago, it was mom and pop in a garden with a hoe and a shovel. Today's gardener is very different. Instead of mom and pop, it's Sonny and it's Sissy, and they're outside. If they're outside, more than likely they're growing in containers. A lot of our customers are growing super hot peppers inside, and they're using grow lights, heating mats, state-of-the-art fertilizers. So it's a younger demographic. A lot of our super hot customers are in their 20s and 30s. Of course, they go up into their 80s and 90s. But there's a growing population of younger gardeners. It's really cool. It's revitalizing gardening. They're into organic. They're into hot and spicy. Part of that's because of the changing demographic in the whole country. Again, a century ago, a lot of immigrants were from Europe. Today, a lot of immigrants are from South America, and they bring their love for spicy cuisine over to the United States here. And let me assure you one thing: with super hots and with spicy food, once you try it, once you like it, you're not going to go back to bland. So this is just a little video on the wonderful world of super hot peppers. Anybody can grow them. I've got another video called Hot Pepper Gardening 101. Gives you a lot of tips on Epsom salt and some other enhancements to make your pepper plants grow faster, healthier, quicker, because you need that quick maturity for these beautiful Super Hots. Take a look. Are they not just absolutely gorgeous? And let me assure you, they taste as good as they look. So try the Super Hots if you haven't. Guarantee you won't be disappointed. And one final thing, a lot of people say to me, Pepper Joe, how do you eat a pepper that hot? What do you do with a pepper that hot? My answer is always the same. What do you do with it? You eat it. How do you handle it that hot? Use a smaller piece. If you're going to cook with this brain strain, maybe use a half a pod with a big pot of nice spicy chili. You don't have to use 4 or 5. So actually they're economic and they're tasty as well as real hot. Okay, come visit us at pepperjoe.com.